Yo guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another Doctor Who video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the possible return of Susan, the First Doctor's companion, aka also the First Doctor's granddaughter, which is pretty insane as well. And there's a couple of little things that I've seen floating around recently which could be pretty much like leaning towards her return. It does make sense, and there has been a couple of little nods to the possibility of this happening as well. And yeah, that'd be pretty insane. Like the First Doctor's first companion, the first companion of Doctor Who returning to the series, it would be pretty big. Pretty huge, I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm gonna be going over all of the sources which I found in this particular video, discussing it, how likely I think it's gonna happen, and when this could potentially happen as well. So we've got a bunch of stuff that we're gonna be talking about in today's video, but yeah. Before we get into this video, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications for more Doctor Who content. I release Doctor Who videos every single week, and yeah, we don't miss a beat on this channel. Every single week a brand new Doctor Who video is released, whether it's a theory video, you know, a review of the new episodes, which by the way I will be reviewing the Christmas special, which comes out literally tomorrow. So yeah, brace yourselves for some new review content on this channel as well, because I'm going to be reviewing the Christmas special, giving my thoughts, full breakdown, full review on that Christmas special. So make sure that you're subscribed with post notifications on as well. Also, I also have a bunch of reviews coming out very, very soon. Some Doctor Who figure reviews, which is going to be pretty exciting. Some Doctor Who Sonic Screwdriver reviews. We've got the pink/red Sonic Screwdriver by Character Options for the 15th Doctor, which I will be reviewing on this channel very, very soon. I will be getting my hands on it and reviewing it for you all very, very soon. But even on top of that, we have a very, very limited edition, very rare 14th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver prop replica on the way too. It's been on the way for quite a while now, and as soon as I get my hands on it, I will be doing the most in-depth review that is on YouTube on this item. So yeah, stick around, hit that subscribe button right now, and let's get into this video. So yeah, let's get into this like fully. So I do have some screenshots here on my laptop, and as ever, we're going to go over the screenshots and basically discuss it all one by one. But before we do get into the screenshots and like fully get into the bits and pieces which I've found on here, I'm going to just basically go over a couple of things that I think is quite interesting and just kind of back up this theory a little bit. The first one is that the 15th Doctor actually did mention Susan in, well, essentially the second episode of the new series. Technically the third episode of series 1, but I'm going to say it's episode 2 because it basically falls as the second episode, The Devil's Court. And that episode, there is a scene on the rooftop where Susie Gatwood does just blankly drop in that she's out there somewhere, and yeah, that is definitely an interesting one to just drop in there as well. You know, definitely very, very interesting that it's just going to drop in. Also, there was the huge rumours that Sutek was going to be the big reveal of basically a huge reveal that Susan is coming back for the finale, but it ended up being actually physically Sutek, the god. Yeah, so that definitely, well, god? Yeah, this godlike figure, basically. Yeah, basically, so yeah, so it kind of fell flat, and I feel like, you know, it was quite deliberate. S-Triad TARDIS, the anagram, all that kind of stuff. It was very, very, probably, yeah, I can imagine it being quite deliberate. Maybe there's another meaning to it. Maybe this is just a little hint that Susan may return for a future season. And I'm going to explain which season I think this could possibly be as well, because I have my theories and opinions. I think that she's going to come back in season 2, as the title of this video actually does suggest. I think that she will return in season 2, and there's quite good, there's quite a good sort of, there's a couple of things that could lead into this. Maybe she could pop up as a cameo in an episode, or maybe she could come back as maybe a huge cliffhanger at the end of season 2, or most simply she could be literally Mrs. Flood, because Susan is technically a Time Lord, so she could technically regenerate. And I mean, with how crazy the regeneration stuff and the laws of regeneration are getting at the moment, it wouldn't surprise me if she just regenerated and, yeah, became, Mrs. Flood. And then Mrs. Flood regenerated back into Susan. That would not throw me off like completely, because really there's a lot of room for anything can happen in the new reboot of Doctor Who. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Couple of little theories, but personally I do think that she's just going to crop back up at some point in season 2, and it's going to be more of a story based thing, and Mrs. Flood is going to be an entire different character, I personally think. But yeah, there's still room for possibilities. Now let's get on to something else which I found quite interesting as well. Let's get up this first screenshot right here, which shows the actress Caroline Ann Ford, who played Susan in the original Doctor Who series, attended the premiere of season 1. Basically, she attended the official premiere for season 1. Now, yes, she could just be some random returning cast member, but I mean, it feels kind of wasted to have her still be alive, also be one of the oldest members, basically the oldest companion to ever still be alive in Doctor Who, and still be able to come back and play the character as well. It would be a huge shame to miss out on that opportunity to bring her back. I mean, it all kind of lines up, and she's back. She's coming. This is the first time we've seen her in a while as well, and she's came to the premiere of the first season. So yeah, I can't see a reason of why she wouldn't return, essentially. Now, let's have a look at the next screenshot. Okay, let's go back to that first screenshot, because I didn't read everything. So basically it says, original Doctor Who star ponders emotional return. And then obviously this is the picture as well. So yeah, that is basically all we need to see on that first one. But we do have the second screenshot right here, which basically is a extract of what she essentially said. So, okay, so she said, it's not just returning. It would bring back all the memories of William, Russell, and Jackie, and Bill, William Hartnell, and various other people who aren't with us anymore. So yeah, this return could be pretty big, bring back quite a lot of memories, all that kind of stuff. I might be a little bit overcome and start bubbling. Okay, so yeah, she would be excited to return to the role, and that's kind of an interesting part as well, that she is kind of, well, from what it sounds like, she's pretty much willing to come back, which, again, take the opportunity. It's right there. It would be really, really cool to see her back in the series, and just such a great nod back to the first Doctor's era, the Doctor who started off this entire show, which has been running for over 60 years now, which is pretty insane. Anyway, the bottom bit of this just says, I keep on being reminded I'm the last one standing, and it's something I'm happy and it's not something I'm happy to hear. Yeah, so there she goes on about being, the last one standing, aka the last companion, the oldest companion basically from the show who is still here with us, which is, pretty crazy in itself. Let's go on to the next screenshot right here. So, the next screenshot says, he said he'd come back and get me, and never did. So, essentially, this is just alluding to the fact that William Hartnell, playing the first Doctor, said, someday I'll come back and basically meet Susan again. So there is an open plot end in which this physically could happen and make sense in the universe. And again, I think that'd be great. And then she says, I'd give him a good telling off if I saw him again, she said. So that pretty much, she's basically highlighting that this is possible. There is an open end right here, and this is definitely possible. She then says, I understand their dilemma, how difficult it must be to write for me. It's been 60 years since I was first in it. Yeah, again, it'd definitely be an interesting part, a big part that needs to be done really, really well, but I think it's possible. And then she says, again, at the bottom here, I've met Russell T Davies a few times, and I absolutely adore him. He's the man that would be the boss man to say yes or no. So hopefully it is going to be yes. So again, she's very, very willing to return to the role, and this is, again, it's just, she wants to do it, and again, it'd be a massive opportunity that would be missed if Russell doesn't write her back into the series. Again, she wants to do it. The fans 100% want this. So, just do it, please. Okay, so the last screenshot right here, which is the biggest one. So, this one just basically says, the actress encouraged fans to be vocal in their support of her return, if there was any chance of her returning. Yeah, so she is even actively encouraging the fans to be vocal, so that people like Russell T Davies and the showrunners actually get the message. Which, Russell T Davies, if you're somehow watching this video, do it. If you haven't already, because I realised that you could have very well already done this for season 2. And, So, next line says, in an interview on the BBC 3, country's radio, she hinted that she had 1 or 2 conversations about returning in the past. So it's even been alluded to in the past and possibly even thought about as well. And she says, I've had many conversations about going back. Maybe not with the right people. I don't know, she added. So, she's definitely talked about coming back to the role. 2 people, but maybe not the right people, aka maybe not Russell T Davies. But then again, she's saying maybe not, which in theory could mean that she already has and already is, but isn't allowed to disclose it, as, well, Doctor Who is very, very secretive over these big things, so I wouldn't be surprised. People have lied about certain things, told little white lies, etc., to try and put fans off and stuff. But I think this could be a genuine thing that could happen. And then the last part that she said is, when it was suggested to her when it was suggested her character could be recast, she joked, they better not, I'd burn the studio down. So basically she's saying, don't recast her, like, essentially get the actor back at the time and just do it, which I think would be, like, really, really cool. So that is basically all of the screenshots that I have, all of the stuff that I have for this whole video on why Susan could be returning to Doctor Who in season 2. So that is basically my whole video on this. So thanks for watching, please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.